Live from our studio here in Kuching, Sarawak, this is TVS Nightline. You're with me, Douglas Elliott, and let's begin with a top story. A total of 28,287 heads of households in flood-hit areas have received the government's compassionate aid as of noon today, making over half of the total recipients of 45,000 household heads. The government had recently announced the list of the Malaysian Family Flood Aid, which includes the aid worth 1,000 ringgit to each affected head of household compared to only 500 ringgit previously. The distribution of aid began on December 27 last year, only 10 days after the unexpected massive floods that hit several states in the peninsula, including Selangor, Pahang, and Negeri Sembilan. In his New Year's message, the Prime Minister also said the number might increase once the government had identified all affected households, including those whose families have been evacuated to relief centres. The government plans to increase siren horns that are also equipped with public announcements at flood-prone areas to warn residents and also to instruct them to evacuate. It is part of the proposed improvements discussed in the post-Northeast Monsoon Flood Disaster Management Task Force special meeting chaired by the Prime Minister today.
Among the proposed improvements include having a centralized flood siren warning system coordinated by the Department of Irrigation and Drainage (DID), closed-circuit television CCTV cameras at river-level monitoring stations to enable residents to be prepared to evacuate should the river water reach the danger level, as well as numerical weather prediction. In order to enhance protection for drainage and beach infrastructure, the Ministry of Environment and Water, KASA, proposed an increase in the average recurrence interval ARI from 100 years to 200 years. Apart from that, the meeting also looked into the proposals to improve communications, education and public awareness (CEPA) through flood simulations and information disseminated by the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia (KKMM). In addition, Ismail Sabri added that the implementation of all of the initiatives would be constantly monitored by the task force to ensure the national disaster preparedness and management mechanisms would always be improved and at the optimum level.
The Northeast monsoon season began on November 3, 2021 and is expected to persist until March 2022, with unpredictable weather patterns and the current Northeast monsoon season, which also brings with it strong winds and heavy rain. Therefore, the maritime community in Sarawak, especially those involved in small-scale fisheries, have been advised not to venture into the sea for the time being.
Sarawak's Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA Director, First Maritime Administrator Zin Azman Muhammad Yunus in a statement said, based on the Malaysian Meteorology Department's statement on Monday, strong wind with a speed of 40 to 50 kilometers per hour from the northeast direction and with a wave height up to 3.5 meters in the coastal waters of Sarawak. For the maritime sector, strong winds from the northeastern direction could exceed speed of up to 60 kilometers per hour with a wave height of over 4.5 meters in inland waters, which would pose a threat to all coastal and marine activities, including the fishing community, workers at oil rigs and ferry services. Nonetheless, should there be a need to head out to the sea, Zin Azman advised the maritime community to take safety precautions and to always bring their personal located beacon (PLM) with them to enable a speedy search and rescue operation whenever an emergency occurs in the sea. Alternatively, they can contact the emergency number at MERS 999 or the 24-hour MMEA State Operations Center at the number shown.
And in preparations for the possible flood, the Kuching District Police visited several flood-prone areas within its jurisdiction. A total of 109 flood-prone areas and 56 temporary relief centers have been earmarked by Kuching District Police Headquarters in the event of the disaster.
Among the locations are Kampung Sungai Batu, Kampung Sungai Lumut, Kampung Buntal, Kampung Sungai Bedaun, Kampung Gitak Lama, Kampung Muhibah and Kampung Pinang Jawa. According to the Kuching District Police Acting Chief Superintendent Mervin Lissa, Officers and personnel placed under Op Banjir together with its assets are on standby and ready to be mobilized at any time in the eventuality of flood. A meeting with the Kuching District Disaster Management Committee, Kuching District Office, Sarawak Police Contingent Headquarters and other agencies was held to discuss flood preparation matters.
Sarawak will not be experiencing a catastrophic effect from flash flood as experienced by its counterparts in West Malaysia. Early preparations are now in place as it braces for any possibilities of natural disaster.
Kita memang sudah sedia bot satu, enjin satu dalam 5 tahun yang lepas. Semua kampung yang terlibat banjir lah, bukan semua lah. Semua kampung-kampung yang akan terlibat banjir, kita sudah sedia satu bot, satu enjin untuk kampung-kampung. 5 tahun yang lalu kita sudah sedia. Jadi bukan kita tak akanlah ada masalah macam Kuala Lumpur lah, macam Selangor. Ya, itu semenanjung Malaysia. Kita Sarawak ini memang sudah sedia.
Loh commented on the matter during his work visit at SJK Chung Hua 8.5 Mile, attributing the preparedness as a form of solutions in resolving issues pertaining to the flash flood endured for decades.
Banjir di Kuching sini, di Sarawak sini bukan pertama kali. Kita dapat nampak kadang-kadang 10 tahun satu kali, 15 tahun satu kali memang ada satu banjir yang besar sekali. Ya. Dan 4-5 tahun sekali ada banjir kecil lah. Tapi banjir-banjir lah. Dan kita pun sudah nampak lah. Tiap-tiap kali banjir, kita ada sedia tempat untuk penduduk-penduduk bila ada banjir. Boleh pergi dewan-dewan, masjid surau. Semua orang dalam kampung sudah faham. Tua kampung masing-masing. They are well informed. They know what to do.
Loh also witnessed the handing over of the multipurpose hall construction project for the school that marks the start of the 150,000 ringgit hall construction. The hall is built on a site which currently plays the school's basketball court, slated for completion by May 2022.
Dalam episod akan datang, Empresses in the Palace.
皇后有抬举她，她自然得宠些。
可齐嫔话多讨嫌，总不放过娘娘，真是讨厌。
她仗着家里有功劳，就这么瞧不起我。可这宫里的宠爱和位分，哪里是靠家世决定的？
哎呀，梅姐姐，皇儿，是我不好，到如今才来看你。
宝娟，快去把里头的香料倒了，这里头的东西可千万不能见人，记住，闭紧你的嘴。若香炉里的东西传出去，我和你都死无葬身之地。
Jangan lupa Empresses in the Palace, Isnin hingga Khamis, 9:30 malam di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
ฝันของผู้หญิงทุกคนคือการได้แต่งงานกับคนที่เรารัก และคนที่ฉันรักก็คือ
ผมไม่ว่าแต่งงานกับเมย์เด็ดขาดเมย์เขาไม่ใช่ผู้หญิงที่ผมรักแม่เข้าใจหรือยัง
ถ้าแกไม่แต่งกับเมยนะแกไม่ต้องมาเรียกฉันว่าแม่
การแต่งงานของเราจะต้องเป็นความลับ
Moy menyukai Tien yang merupakan anak kepada ibu angkatnya. Namun Tien tidak tertarik dengan Moy.
ต่อไปเนี้ยเมยจะเล่นบทผู้ช่วย แล้วก็บทเมียของพี่เทียน
Suatu hari Tien dipaksa menikahi Moy demi menyingkirkan isteri seorang lelaki berkuasa yang pernah bersamanya.
ชื่อยังมึงปักเป็ดเทียนซะแล้ว
Adakah Tien akan jatuh cinta kepada Moy pada akhirnya? Bermula 20 Disember ini, saksikan My Husband-in-Law setiap Isnin hingga Khamis 8.45 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Welcome back. All appointments made in the state cabinet are within the purview of the law. Article 6, Bracket 3 of the Sarawak State Constitution stated that no more than 10 ministers can be appointed among members of the Dewan Undangan Negeri. Therefore, allegations made by DAP Sarawak Chairman Chong Cheng Jen, who described the cabinet as being overbloated and that there is an unprecedented concentration of power in the hands of the Chief Minister, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, was utterly wrong. Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB Deputy Youth Chief Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, who rebutted Chong's statement, said, with the creation of new ministries, the service delivery will be improved. And it is only expected that there will be several full ministers who will lead more than one ministry. Among them is the Chief Minister himself. Fazruddin, Tupong Assemblyman-elect, implored Chong, who is a lawyer by training, to refer to the state constitution on this rather than making baseless statements and rhetoric on the state cabinet issue. As such, he also reminded the DAP Sarawak chairman that the time for politics is over as the state election has been concluded. And it is now the time for elected representatives, be it from both divides, to get on with their work and fulfilling the pledges that they have made to the voters. Last Thursday, Abang Johari announced the new cabinet lineup, which saw the renaming of many ministries, the creation of a new ministry, and the appointment of more assistant ministers. Meanwhile, aside from being the chief minister, Abang Johari is also holding the minister post for finance and new economy, natural resources and urban development, and the newly created energy and environmental sustainability. In the last term, the chief minister has been introducing over 100 initiatives benefiting the people in Sarawak and ensuring the welfare of Sarawakans, developing the state's economy, as well as fighting for the return of state rights. At the same time, under his leadership, more emphasis has been put into rural development through the introduction of regional development agencies, along with providing basic infrastructures such as electricity, treated water, roads, and bridges. In the 12th state election on December 18, Abang Johari had led Gabungan Parti Sarawak (GPS) to a landslide win by sweeping 72 out of the 82 seats at stake, while DAP saw its seat reduced to 2. Baseless wild rhetoric. Those were the phrase used to describe DAP Chairman Chong Cheng Jen's allegation to its Chief Minister Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg of doing things as he wishes. Sum-up Assemblyman Abdullah Sadul refuted a statement saying Chong was still in denial over the fact that Gabungan Parti Sarawak (GPS) received an overwhelming support from the people due to its members' track record.
He further described Chong for manifesting an authoritarian attitude that has led to the withdrawal of a senior member of DAP and have also caused their supporters to stop giving the party their mandate. Abdullah also recalled the time when Pakatan Harapan (PH) took over the federal government 3 years ago, which caused political unrest in the country, especially amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Whilst in Sarawak, the GPS government was going all out by providing relief aids to help Sarawakians who were negatively affected by the pandemic. He then told Chong to focus on reorganizing his party instead of showing a desperate attempt to conceal and divert attention from DAP's declining reputation.
To undertake more development and upgrading of infrastructure in Palawan, its Assemblyman Michael Tiang will be submitting a proposal for the 5 million ringgit development fund to the Sarawak state government. And this move was following a need to upgrade several SIK schools in the constituency.
Michael paid visit to Dashon Primary School, Dashon Secondary School and SJKC Dungsang. In a statement published on Sarawak United People's Party SUPP's website, he said that Dashon Primary School needs a major infrastructural upgrade for its special needs class and a new paint job, while the Dashon Secondary School would need its now damaged ceilings to be repaired. Similarly, board members of SJKC Dung Sang will see some upgrade for its infrastructure. Previously, Michael won the Palawan seat with a slight majority of 100 votes against DAP's candidate David Wong Ki Won.
With schools set to reopen next week on January 10th and as Sarawak entered Phase 4 of the NRP today, preparations are underway for parents and students to enter the new term in the new normal. Here are a few of what parents have to say about the preparations.
Civil servant Muhammad Fazli said he has made careful preparation before the school session and hopes that the teaching and learning this time can be done face-to-face.
Okey, untuk 10 Januari tu kami dah mula persiapan untuk anak kami sekolah. Kami harap sekolah bersemuka tu dapat dilakukan kah sebab sebelum tu sekolah secara online agak susah untuk anak-anak kami faham dan belajar lah.
Meanwhile, Anwaruddin Rifki, a trader, said no new preparations have been made. However, the old school supplies are maintained due to home-based teaching and learning PDPR, which was implemented last year in addition to the unstable economy.
Ada pola persiapan itu sebab tahun ni pun tidak jarang sekolah juga. Jadi kita gunakan yang lama dulu. Misalnya si dapat dipakai lagi, mungkin terpaksa beli barulah. Sebab ekonomi kena itu pun si bapa bagus sila. Terpaksa berjimat-cemat lah kena itu. Dengan situasi yang ada kena itu.
In an effort to dodge the penalty imposed for renewing a lost identification card, a woman in her 30s lodged a false police report. The woman told the police she was attacked by 2 snatch thieves who took her belongings at Jalan Wan Awi in Kuching at 9:10 p.m. on Sunday.
Acting Kuching District Police Chief Superintendent Merbin Lissa in a statement said the truth was unearthed following further questioning on the alleged victim and her supposed witness. Investigation papers will be submitted to Sarawak's Deputy Prosecutor on Tuesday for further instruction. If found guilty, the woman will be punished under Section 182 of the Penal Code, where she will be imposed with a compound of 2,000 ringgit or jail time not more than 6 months or both. Merbin reminded the public to not report false incidents as it will incur confusion and will affect the authorities' service delivery. In 2021, a total of 10 cases of similar acts were identified and investigated. 7 of them involve alleged snatch cases, and all of these cases were put to trial in court.
The body of an unidentified man was found afloat on Sunday morning in a lake near Sunardin. The corpse was discovered by a local fisherman around 9:30 a.m., who initially assumed that the body was a mannequin statue.
The fisherman then rushed to inform his friend nearby. Miri Police Chief ACP Hakamal Hawari disclosed that a team of police personnel was mobilized to the location upon the news of the discovery. The body was fished out from the lake by a team from the Lopeng fire station. It is understood that the body was found floating face up behind a cluster of water lilies, clad in full black clothing with his shoes intact and his wristwatch worn on his left hand. Police also found valuable items attached to the body. The body was then taken to Miri Hospital for a post-mortem, and the case is classified as sudden death.
Dalam kita membangunkan aplikasi yang memberi kesejahteraan kepada negara, ada yang menyalahgunakannya. Sejak kebelakangan ini, terdapat peningkatan ketara dalam penyebaran maklumat atau berita palsu yang boleh menimbulkan kekeliruan dan kegusaran di kalangan masyarakat. Ancaman berita palsu tanpa verifikasi sumber, fakta dan maklumat memberi impak serta implikasi negatif kepada rakyat dan negara. Sebarang penyebaran berita palsu akan dikenakan tindakan undang-undang serta didakwa mengikut Seksyen 505 Kanun Keseksaan dan Seksyen 233 AKTA Komunikasi dan Multimedia 1998. Denda maksimum RM50,000 atau penjara tidak melebihi 1 tahun atau kedua-duanya dan juga denda selanjutnya setiap hari kesalahan berjumlah RM1,000. Bersama, cegah berita palsu. Sebar fakta, bukan dusta. Tidak pasti, jangan kongsi.
Hey, sayangku!
Kenaklah komplikated je lah. Kenapa sebenarnya ada sesuatu yang senang untuk kita capai?
Nak apa sebenarnya?
Kafe ataupun ya?
Lex.
Kafe ataupun ya?
Anda main-main lah.
Kau tanya aku madah lah. Kafe ataupun ya? Aku mau kau pilih. Kafe atau kop.
Benda ada depan mata kau. Dah terang lagi bersuluh. Lagi juga aku si nampak. Apa yang si nampak? Apa kata Kim ikut sekali? Pergi dengan Su. Kamu jaga aku.
Sampai bila?
Belum tahu Kim.
Kim tunggu.
Su ada banyak beban buat Demba. Si Adel bagi Kim untuk tanggung.
Sampai bila Su nak tanggung seorang?
Masih Kim. Dengan Kimi. Kimi. Nyada dengan Su.
Oh, jangan Su.
Hai Kimi! Dengan Su Raya! Official na! Ya!
Sayangku.
Thank you for staying with me. Patients of a dedicated COVID-19 isolation center, equipped with 70 isolation beds at Rohingya refugee camp in Bangladesh, were unharmed following a fire incident on late Sunday evening. All 12 Rohingyas isolated at the center were reportedly safely transferred to another location. A major fire at the world's largest refugee camp last March killed at least 15 members of the community and burned to ashes more than 10,000 shanties, including a Turkish field hospital. Since late 2017, the camps have housed some 1 million Rohingya Muslims who fled an organized persecution campaign in neighboring Myanmar. The mountain village of Ribnovo in southwest Bulgaria has kept its traditional winter marriage ceremony alive despite decades of communist persecution. The wedding ritual was revived among the Pomaks, ethnic Slavs who converted to Islam under Ottoman rule.
The highlight of the ceremony is the painting of the bride's face in a private rite open only to female in-laws, where her face is covered in thick, chalky white paint and decorated with colorful sequins.
Същинската част идва, когато момичето предстои да бъде заведена в дома на младоженеца, т.е. булката. Лепят я и когато тръгне към дома на младоженеца, да не поглежда назад. Това е целенасочено, за така да се случат нещата, нали, с волята на Всевишния, никога в живота повече да не помисли да се върне в обратна посока, защото в крайна сметка женитбата е точно това, човек да съжителства с...
Clad in baggy pants and bodice, the bride is then presented by her future husband in front of her house. The day before the ceremony, the bride's family traditionally displays her dowry up for other villagers to check on the offerings. Even though many men left the region to seek work abroad, the mayor of Ribnovo, Mustafa Isa, says the traditional winter marriage ceremony continues to thrive.
Традиционните сватби в Рибново са били винаги, но пък най-вече започнаха така своя напредък след падането на комунизма, защото по време на комунизма беше забранено музиката, която слушаме ние тук да я слушаме, бяха забранени религиозните обряди, беше забранена носията, която хората в Рибново носят. И това беше пречка за реализиране на нашите идеи и нашите традиции. Но сега от 30 години насам всичко това върви с пълна сила, което е много хубаво.
Pomaks of Ribnovo, known mainly for their traditional winter marriage ceremonies, are also renowned for their lively mass circumcision ritual, held a day before the start of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan.
Rosagela dos Santos went to the market and bought a little piglet as a pet. Little did she know that it kept growing. Now aged 3, Lilica the pig weighs 250 kilograms and gets through 5 kilos of fruits and vegetables a day. Dos Santos said the seller tricked her, but Lilica still sleeps on a mattress in the bedroom she shares with her husband in the Brazilian town of Perube near Sao Paulo City, Brazil.
Now age 3, Lilica the pig weighs 250 kilograms and gets through 5 kilos of fruits and vegetables a day. Dos Santos says the seller tricked her, But Lilica still sleeps on a mattress in the bedroom she shares with her husband in the Brazilian town of Perub near Sao Paulo City.
Ele com o cachorro ficou lá namorando o cachorro. O cachorro querendo pegar ela lá, faz barulho estranho. Eu dei banho nela, cuidei dela, ficou no sofá e dorme no quarto. E assim foi acostumando a vida da Lilica com a gente dentro de casa, onde eu ia, ela ia atrás, saía na rua, na coleira com ela. E aí a gente foi vendo que de mini porco não tinha nada, né? Para mim ela veio só para trazer alegria para mim, porque as pessoas às vezes criticam, chamam eu de louca, né? Mas eu não acho que é loucura, não. Eu acho que é amor aos animais.
Selling Lilica for meat would give her family's finances a major boost, but Rosangela isn't interested.
Veio uma pessoa aqui essa semana, perguntou, te dou 20 mil, você vende? Eu falei, não vendo. Não vendo. Mesmo eu sabendo que esses 20 mil vai me ajudar no momento, mas não vendo, não. Deixa a bichinha aí. Vai tomar banho ali, ó, Fernando.
And wrapping up their half hour, a crowd of several thousand gathered in Amsterdam to protest against the COVID-19 lockdown measures and vaccinations, despite a ban on holding public gatherings. Amsterdam Mayor Femke Halsema issued an emergency ordinance empowering police to clear the Central Museum Square of protesters violating the ban.
The problem here in the Netherlands is that we don't have enough capacity in the hospitals for the people, so raise that up. And I know it's not a thing that can be erased in 2 or 3 months, but we don't do anything about it. So maybe we should solve that problem and not put everybody inside the houses, make them unhappy, because unhappy people get sick.
The protesters, who mostly did not wear masks and broke several social distancing rules, also ignored an order not to hold a march and walked along the main thoroughfare, playing music and holding yellow umbrellas in a sign of opposition to the government measures. Riot police with batons and shields at times tried to break up the crowd and scuffles broke out, but the demonstrations remained peaceful overall. The Netherlands went into a sudden lockdown on December 19, with the government ordering the closure of all but essential stores, as well as restaurants, hairdressers, gyms, museums, and other public places until at least January 14th.
I also have a company who sells pastry, and I have horeca, and it's for me very important that I can open, because I don't agree with the government right now. So I want to be open for my guests to come to me and to enjoy and to have fun in life, because all the fun is away, the fun is not here, and we want to have fun together, be happy, be free. It's very important for me.
Public gatherings of more than 2 people are prohibited under the current set of restrictions. Like other European countries, the Netherlands imposed the measures in an effort to prevent a fresh wave of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus that could overwhelm an already strained healthcare system.
I don't know what's it going to do to me. I had COVID and there wasn't not much problems for me, you know. I had a little bit cold and a little bit runny nose, a little bit headache, and that's it, you know. So for me, I'm not scared, you know, for this new virus, Omicron. I'm not really scared for it. I know some people get really sick, so it's not my idea to say if you should not get vaccinated. It's your own choice.
And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. For the latest development, follow our website TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media. I'm Doug Khalid. Thank you and good night.
Jom bersama saya